I'm back on the bike and taking one final ride before we head up to Pennsylvania today. And I thought, since I made a series of these videos, I've driven through West Cape May to go to Cape May and to go down to Cape May Point, but I've never really made a video of riding around in West Cape May just for its own sake. So what I wanted to do today is take a ride over into West Cape May and just film riding around in West Cape May. I'm crossing the canal at the southern end of town, I'll enter West Cape May shortly. Crossing this bridge does not put you into West Cape May. This is still Lower Township. If I made a right at the bottom of this hill, that would take me down into where I could enter Higbee Beach. And perhaps I'll make a video of that at some future date. But for now, I just want to come over and make a, hopefully quick video riding around West Cape May. West Cape May begins, I guess, a little bit up this road. As soon as I get to, I think, where there is a flower shop, a florist on the right-hand side, that is where the end of West Cape May is. And it extends up until it crosses Perry Street and Sunset and goes into Cape May City proper. As you can probably tell in this video, it's an overcast day down here. There's no rain in the forecast at this point, but it's not warm, and there's no sun out, and it is probably not the best beach day. So I think beyond this street, I am now in West Cape May. West Cape May is a borough that it's only about 1 square mile geographically, and only has about 1,000 residents or thereabouts. I've driven down this road before to go into Cape May. I think one of the little factoids about West Cape May that probably not a whole lot of people outside this area are aware of is that back in, I guess it was, 2012, I guess, or maybe later, when Hurricane Sandy hit New Jersey, West Cape May, I think, had the greatest rainfall accumulation of any place in the state of New Jersey. Close to 10 inches of rain fell in this little borough. There are many nice things about West Cape May, as there are about any community, but one of the things that I think is desirable about West Cape May is that you can walk into town and by town I mean Cape May. This is Back Street, Simply Delicious. It's a cafe that my wife and I go to that is a good small restaurant. There's a nice bakery there, Chez Michel, that we frequent. But anyway, this is Park Boulevard, and you can walk right up into town and walk to the Washington Street Mall. You could walk to, I guess you could walk to the beach too if you chose to. This little park here on my left, Wilbraham Park, is a site where they have a lot of festivals in the summer, all of which have been canceled this year. They have a strawberry festival, they have a lima bean festival, and I know that doesn't sound good, but it's really just a name. It's all artists set up little tents and display their artwork and crafts and little food things. This Doc Mike's right across the street many years ago, when I made my videos back in 6 or 7 years ago, used to be a 7-Eleven. So I'm just going to ride up and down a few streets here just to show. What this community is like. I'm also going to take a ride on the other side of I guess it's Broadway, to go into West Cape May over there. West Cape May extends all the way back to, I showed on a previous video where Willow Creek Winery is, and it extends all the way back to there. And as I mentioned on previous videos, I think these homes are fairly expensive because, as I indicated, you can walk into town. You can walk to all the restaurants in Cape May, and you can walk to the beach. There's a nice Christmas parade that West Cape May puts on here. Unlike North Cape May and Town Bank and the villas, West Cape May is sort of like Cape May Point. It is its own city with its own governance, its own elected officials. This restaurant to my left, Panico's Bistro, is one of our favorite places to come to with our grandkids. It's an old church. Of course, now it's just outdoor dining, as you could just see. My grandkids love it there because it's a very kid-friendly place, and it's pretty good entrees for really any taste. Another thing about West Cape May is it was a dry town until, I guess, sometime in the relatively recent past, and there is one licensed liquor store, Sunset Liquors, and that is on the road Sunset Drive, I guess it is, or that I take to go down to Sunset Beach. This is the elementary school in West Cape May. Coming up on an area of West Cape May where there are a lot of farms. In fact, one of the farms that I probably should have stopped at when I was riding to Willow Creek Winery was Beach Plum Farms, and it's an operating farm open to the public, and it's a very nice place to visit with your family. You can have, I think, breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. They used to give hay rides in the pre-COVID days. Maybe I'll take a quick ride down there. This is South Bayshore Road. And I don't think many people would expect this kind of environment on Cape Island. I mean, we are across the channel. We are on Cape Island, and you know, it's not your typical Jersey Shore kind of community that you would expect on other barrier islands. And right there is Willow Creek Winery, which I drove to and videoed on the ride through Cape May Point that I posted earlier this week. I'm going to try to take a ride to Beach Plum Farms, which I think is coming up. Oh, it's right here. And again, this is a kind of establishment that I don't think many people would be aware of. It's not very widely promoted. I don't know if you can read that sign, but it says, "Welcome to Beach Plum Farm, grower of sustainable produce, livestock, and poultry for Blue Pig Tavern, the Rusty Nail, the Ebbet Room, the Boiler Room, and Luis's." It says, "This is a working farm you are entering at your own risk and are responsible for your children and yourselves." So, take a ride up. My wife and I and our grandkids have been over here and always had an enjoyable time. see a little path to walk there. They have a nice fire pit, and if you come over here in the fall, you can get a snack and sit out and have a cup of coffee or some other kind of drink and sit around the fire. You can see some chickens here. Again, you would never know this is here if you were just visiting and didn't. It's not very well promoted. If you didn't know it was here, you wouldn't stumble across it. That's for sure. So you can go in there and get some lunch. You can see the tables set up to facilitate social distancing. Right there, I don't know if it's visible, you can see the where the fire pit is. You can see the table set up in there in case it's inclement weather. And of course you can buy all the produce here, but when you go to some of these restaurants, like one of our favorites, in fact our very favorite is Luis's, and one of the things that they are known for is their farm-to-table produce, and this is the farm that farm-to-table produce comes from and is grown. Could have gone back further, but I think this was sufficient just to give a feel for the fact that this is here and a little insight on what it's like in case anybody stumbles across my videos and looks at this and decides they might want to spend some time there. Again, there's Willow Creek Winery. I rode through that before. There's a roadside stand up here that I'll ride past that my wife and I like to come over and buy some fruit from. some of the homes that you'll see back here, I'm not so sure that, you know, they would be a comfortable walk to the beach and the Atlantic Ocean. But there's actually even some horse farms here that you can go horseback riding. And this is Anna Smith's, or Ann Smith's fruit stand that my wife and I buy all of our fruit from. Like some beekeepers over there. There's a riding center, horseback riding center. See, these are very spacious homes, a lot of ground. And again, I think this first time I rode back here many years ago, I was surprised at how this opens up and how much land there is here, undeveloped land. And I think it's nice that it has stayed that way. They have not overdeveloped this. If I made a left here, it would take me back to Higbee Beach. Of course, I'm not going back there on this ride, but in a future video, perhaps I'll ride over and go to Higbee Beach, get off, and walk the trail down to the beach. So the road that I'm driving on right now is the Cape Island side of the canal. You'll see up ahead, the canal is right to my left, right behind these properties to my left. Here's the canal, and that's the bridge that I crossed to come over onto Cape Island. And this canal, if followed up, would take you up to the marina, and behind me it would take you back to where the Cape May Lewis ferry terminal is, where the ferry departs and arrives. And this is bringing me back out on Broadway. So I think I'll pull over and stop this video. It was a quick run around West Cape May, try to give a little feel for the community and what it's like. So again, as always, I hope this video turns out, obviously, and I hope that anyone that stumbles across it enjoys the video. And I will be back on the bike down here probably in a week or so, and maybe at that time consider taking a ride over to Wildwood, or maybe up to the Cape May Zoo, Cape May County Zoo, or some other points of interest. So take care, and as always, thanks for watching.